why we all have our views on politics. Political View comes to you at Ebona, the 103.5 FM with Martin Ifeanyi Ekizie every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space. Views of political actors from various political parties on political process. Views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to Ebona at 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/gistfm every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep a date.
Ladies and gentlemen, tighten your seatbelt as we take you on this smooth ride. Let's go! It's the morning drive on 103.5 Ebona DFM, keeping your morning engaging as we take you through the smoothest ride on radio.
From 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.
Getting your morning inspired, be informed. Let's interact only on the morning drive.
Make it a date with Martin Ifeanyi aka Meta.
And Christy F.E. Emenari, aka Classy.
From Monday to Friday, from 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.
On the morning drive.
103.5 Ebona DFM.
Good morning and welcome to Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Today, the 26th day of October 2023, and the time is a minute past the hour of 7 this Thursday. Please stay with us.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that the complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that the complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
You're welcome back to Newspaper Headlines on Ebona at the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the Guardian newspaper, the leadership newspaper, Vanguard, Punch, Daily Post, Sun, This Day, and if time permits, we're also going to take a look at the Nigerian Tribune. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS on 080 96661035. You can as well join us on Facebook as we are live at Ebonade 103.5 FM. Drop your comments on the comment section of the live video. You can equally stream us online via mixlr.com/gistfm. I am Martin. Let's get started with the Guardian newspaper this morning. Senate alters CBN Act to bar governor, deputies from politics. President approves 18 billion naira assurance policy for families of fallen heroes. Supreme Court delivers judgment today in Atiku Obi's appeal against Tinubu. Compel NMPCL to remit $34.2 billion to Federation account, Falana tells Finance Minister. Tinubu okays Chief Executive Officers Rex for NIWA, NSC, INEC. Beware of politicians. Wike warns religious leaders. Ohaneze, Human Rights Writers Association berates Clark over call to expel Abia, Imo, Ondo from Niger Delta Development Commission. Bayelsa, Kogi, Imo Guba, Human Rights Writers Association petitions INEC, calls for fair polls. Navy flags off Excise Sea Guardian to fight theft. Orders. NLC tackles Lalong over National Union of Road Transport Workers crisis. Kaduna, Adamawa, others lead in applications for police job. Ibadan College shot over attack on EFCC operatives. Publish reports on collapsed buildings. Falana tells Lagos government. Publish reports on collapsed buildings. Falana tells Lagos government. Reps to probe parties in $11 billion P&ID contract. Nigeria will be in deeper trouble if we don't cut waste, Obaseki warns. Feed the Future Nigerian honors FCMB with Agri-Business Investment Award. Women charged to reposition for leadership, governance. Christian Association of Nigeria decries unabated kidnapping of Christian clerics in Taraba. Christian Association of Nigeria decries unabated kidnapping of Christian clerics in Taraba. Northern Group tax appeal court on Kanu governorship poll. Ekiti Rep laments deplorable federal roads in Southwest. Nigerian student Chukwudi breaks SAT record. INEC targets improved beavers in Kogi, Bayelsa, Imo polls. ADP Guba running mate arraigned for alleged defamation. Governors, stakeholders hold talks on boosting electricity supply. President, APC risks losing power in 2027, Lukman warns. Lulu Bridges, Cole, appeal tribunal judgment on Rivers Guba. Groups seek better deal for women with disabilities. Others. Why councils remain stagnant by federal government? Why councils remain stagnated by federal government? Federal government says excess consumption of SSBS threat to future generation. Death penalty, hope behind bars. Others prepare Nigerian lawyers for pro bono legal services. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Guardian newspaper this morning. United Nations Agency visits Ekiti, set to fund project. Son of petty trader emerges Uni-Ilorin's best vet medical graduate. Group hails Ebin power for community development. Senate swears in Amos Yohunona as Elisha Abo's replacement. Court sacks Gandhi Olaoye as Sound of Ogbomosho. University of Lagos Vice Chancellor advises against speaking ill of Nigeria. Kogi poll, ex-legislators forum backs Mutala Ajaka, pray for divine intervention. Feminist groups make case for women with disabilities. Others. Amplify youth voices towards sustainable community development, says SDGs advocate. Accountability Lab decry internet shutdown across Africa. DSS releases former EFCC chairman Bawa. FEM receives Rising Star Family Business Award. Lagos empowers 200 craftsmen with working gears, tools after training. University of Lagos Vice Chancellor advises against speaking ill of Nigeria. Experts seek collaboration with farmers to aid chefs' need. Kogi Gubapo Abejide in Lokoja demands 95% votes. Don't distract Kalo. Oha Juraka tells Onyejosha. Don't distract Kalo. Oha Juraka tells Onyejosha. Transparent mining license will boost economy, says Ncom. FEM denies wrongdoing over COVID-19 test project. Federal government, states move to reinvent grassroots poverty intervention. 11 arrested by FCT, Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps for illegal mining, vandalism. Clark describes inclusion of Abia, Imo, Ondo in NDDC as a political aberration. Ponzi schemes, Chetim attacks West Africa capital markets on digital products. Northeast, youths challenge governors to emulate developmental strides in Kano. Federal government working on safe resettlement of internally displaced persons, others. CBN amendment bill scales second reading in Senate. Mba flags up free HPV vaccination against cervical cancer in Enugu. Senate considers bills to ban CBN governor, deputies from politics. Nigeria must increase crude oil production to boost economy, says Rain Oil boss Ogbeshie. Ex-APC reps candidate Olafemi commends Bello on leadership projects. EFCC calls for caution after attack on operatives in Ibadan. Tinubu appoints new CEOs. We've taken this. NRC to launch e-ticketing for train trips next week. Nigeria ready for agribusiness. Vice President Chetima tells foreign investors. Nigeria a safe haven. Nigeria a safe haven for foreign investors. Bagudu. BRI, a path towards common development and blueprint for China-Nigeria cooperation. Tinubu approves 18 billion naira assurance policy for families of fallen heroes. We didn't indict Tertiary Education Trust Fund, REA bosses of fraud, reps clarify. Bill to extend the retirement age of National Assembly staff to 65 years resurfaces. INEC exclude Silva from Bayelsa governorship candidates list. Supreme Court to deliver judgment on Thursday in Atiku Obi's appeal against Tinubu. Federal government expresses commitment to hepatitis elimination. That's the much we can take from the Guardian newspaper this morning. And from the Guardian newspaper, we'll flip over to Leadership newspaper. Federal government plans upgrade of Water Resources Institute to Varsity. NESG launches Legislative Reforms Center. President presents 26.1 trillion naira 2024 budget in November. Tinubu approves 18 billion naira life policy for families of fallen heroes. Naira in a free fall as FCTA advocates tree planting to combat climate change. Northern governors, others mourn former SGF Adamu Fika. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Leadership newspaper this morning. Record ambassadors, tenure not extended. Minister, Gaza war. Israel prepares for ground invasion. Gaza war. We've taken this. Presidential appeals. Suspense as Supreme Court delivers judgment today. INEC allays fears over governorship polls. Get 10 new recs. IPPIS, federal government to delist unverified workers from payroll tomorrow. Ex-EFCC share Bawa released from DSS detention. Tinubu wants elder statesman Adamu Fika. Senate moves to bar Central Bank of Nigeria governors, deputies from partisan politics. Nigeria's prosperity depends on power sector. British envoy. Border closure behind the free fall of Naira. Senate. Border closure behind the free fall of Naira. Senate. Nigerian army in good hands with Labaja as chief of army staff, says Senate. APC calls for calm as INEC excludes a saver from Bayelsa Guba race. Kaduna governor Nwoko Michela orders to receive indigenous awards. Yohanan sworn in as new Adamawa North senator. Allow Deputy Speaker Kalu to work for Nigerians. Ex-acting Abia governor Ohajuru Akon tells Onyejocha. Kalu Onyejocha, ungrateful for ministerial positions, sack her now. Abia youth urge Tinubu. Kalu Onyejocha, ungrateful for ministerial position, sack her now. Abia youth urge Tinubu. 4 best racing bookmakers not on desktop Australia. Alleged organ theft. Federal Capital Territory Police arrest 3 for culpable homicide. Tinubu appoints 9 INEC resident electoral commissioners. Reps receive NEITI report for first time to begin forensic probe of 8 trillion unremitted revenue subsidy scam. Kidnapped Nasarawa Varsity's female lecturer regains freedom. Nigeria emerging best investment hub for agribusiness. Vice President Shetima. Tribunal affirms Tambuwa's election as senator. Oyo Court orders Shaun's removal. BAVCCA commends NMPCL GCEO Kiari. IPPIS, federal government to delist unverified civil servants from payroll. Tiffy men don't give out their wives to guests, says Venita's ex-husband. Tinubu appoints new chief executive officer for NIWA, Shippers Council. Teaching English in Asia as a non-native English speaker. Benue robbery. Oyashaba. K. Idoma condemns killings. Kogi Guba. APC denies distributing recharge cards. Subsidy removal. Kwara disburses funds to 20,000. Kwara Court jails 2 fraudsters. Foundation bankrolls 13-year-old heart tumor patients bill. 2024 Hajj. Pilgrims to be airlifted from Yobe International Airport. That's the much we can take from the leadership newspaper this morning. And from the leadership newspaper, we'll flip over to the Vanguard newspaper. Court sacks RCCG pastor Gandhi as son of Ogbomosho. Presidential tussle. 7 Supreme Court justices who will decide Tinubu Atiku Obi's fate today. EFCC operatives attacked, held hostage by students in Ibadan. Governor Diri's push for developmental politics and its reward. Ex-EFCC boss Bawa released from DSS detention. Inquest. Mubas DJ says singer collapsed, started vomiting after injection. Court sacks RCCG pastor. We've taken this. If not Wike, who? Residents protest armed policemen presence in Lagos community. Residents Protest and policemen presence in Lagos community. Summon refusal. Court orders arrest of DPO in Niger. Jigawa government held over 17% budgetary allocation on health sector. Presidential tussle. 7 Supreme Court justices who decide Tinubu Atiku Obi's fate today. Labour Party demands sack probe of Tinubu's minister. Kogi, Imo, Bayelsa election critical INEC. Bayelsa Guba, we are confident of Diri's victory. Local government youth leader. Again, INEC worries over court orders on eve of off-cycle polls. Tinubu seeks speedy confirmation of Adamu Aliyu as ICPC chair. Senate swears in Yohana to replace Abo. Supreme Court delivers judgment. We've taken this. SUVs will consider cost, bad roads before approving Land Cruisers. Senate. That's the much we can take from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. You are tuned to Abona, the 103.5 FM, and this is newspaper headlines. And from the Vanguard newspaper, we'll flip over to the Punch newspaper. 114 million people displaced by war, violence worldwide. United Nations. 114 million people displaced by war, violence worldwide. United Nations. President appoints 9 new INEC resident commissioners. President appoints 9 new INEC resident commissioners. Niger Delta Development Commission, Ohaneze Knox Clark's call to exclude Abia, Imo, Ondo. HPV vaccine safe, Minister assures Nigerians. National Agency for the Control of AIDS, NACA, 6, increased demand for HIV services. Federal Government Partners Foundation on Healthcare Program. Tinubu approves 18 billion Naira assurance policy for fallen heroes' families. Family groans as UNTH seizes woman's corpse for 1 year. Probe spending of refineries. C&S leader tells Tinubu to present 2024 budget November, says Senate. INEC list. Don't fret over Silva's exclusion. APC tells supporters. Ethiopian Airlines won't oppose ongoing Nigeria Air's review. Chief Executive Officer. INEC list. We've taken this. Federal government secures 1 million euros European Union grant for nuclear project. Federal government secures 1 million euros European Union grant for nuclear project. China launches new mission to space station. Kidnapped Nasarawa lecturer freed after 5 million naira ransom. NHRC will resist violation of digital rights. Executive Secretary. Army to clear bomb remnants at Ikeja cantonment. Tinubu seeks Senate confirmation of ICPC share. Others. Police recruitment, Southeast lags behind. Kaduna, Adamawa lead. Police recruitment, Southeast lags behind. Kaduna, Adamawa lead. National Assembly to probe lawyers. Others behind $11 billion P&ID scandal. Your order on compensation for oil-producing communities illegal. Court tells Senate. Sound of Ogbomosho to appeal removal. Palace source. Reps decline compelling JAMB. WAEC NECO to make exams free. Supreme Court decides Tinubu Atiku Obi presidential poll battle today. Federal government delegates visits flooded Ogun. Communities promise succor. Federal government delegate visits flooded Ogun. Communities promises succor. 370 enumerators for NDDC project Hope. How Bawa sued DSS over detention without trial. Senate to ban local FX transactions, proposes jail term. Benue verifies internally displaced persons ahead of resettlement. Women group seeks end to insecurity in Southeast. Flood submerges Ebonyi Technical College. Principal laments. FRSC launches 2023 Ember Month campaign in Imo. And still on the stories making the headlines on the Punch newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Punch newspaper this morning. Senate to ban local FX transactions, proposes jail term. Benue verifies IDPs ahead of resettlement. That's the much we can take from the Punch newspaper this morning. And from the Punch newspaper, we'll flip over to the Daily Post newspaper. Tinubu's government's commitment to Bretton Woods ideology, crippling economy. Adebayo. Gaza. Deadlock deepens as Security Councils reject resolution by US, Russia. EFCC ex-chair Bawa released after 5 months. FCT. I won't be distracted by lies. Wike tells Muslim. Christian leaders. RSUTH. Rivers State University Teaching Hospital unveils fundamental. Rivers State University Teaching Hospital unveils photo maternal medicine unit. We can't afford it. Nigerian lawmakers reject motion to move WAEC UTME free. We can't afford it. Nigerian lawmakers reject motion to make WAEC UTME free. Enugu targets 690 megawatts, 20-hour power supply by 2030. Remains of ex-HOS Adamu Fika laid to rest in Kaduna. The emphasized talks about healthcare sector challenges. Tinubu tells Pate. Court judge orders arrest of DPO for refusal to accept service bail in Niger. Federal government assures of permanent solutions to flooding in Isheri. You must think outside the box. Soludo tells newly sworn-in commissioner. And that's the much we can take from the Daily Post newspaper this morning. You are listening to newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5